Hello, everyone, and welcome to Zest with me, Shel Marie, the podcast that will take you on a journey from the hustle to the harmony, fueling your passion whilst finding your peace. I am super excited today to welcome Jodi Wilding. She is a former nurse turned mindset and manifestation coach, blending science and soul to help ambitious women build lives they actually feel good living. Her journey from success on paper to living authentically invites us into a space of presence, freedom, and confidence. What more could we want? And maybe asking, what if the life you've built could finally feel alive, connected, and fully yours? And I'm sure we will explore that. If you feel called, I invite you to share a little love by helping amplify my guest voices like Jodi's today by subscribing for future episodes. It costs you absolutely nothing, and it allows this powerful episode and all the ones following it to be shared here today and reach many more hearts. So thank you if you have already. And may this episode bring you the clarity, courage, and embodied confidence that you seek. Welcome, Jodi.
Thank you. It's so great to be here. What an introduction. And I just have to say, your voice is so beautiful. I love listening.
Thank you. That's really lovely of you to say. And thank you so much. And just through connecting with you, just in this little time that we've had other than messaging, you have such a beautiful, calming presence. And I believe that this is going to be a really, really beautiful factor of this episode. So thank you for being my guest today. Yeah, let's celebrate you and all your greatness. So something that really stands out to me, because I always love being curious, is I know people can say similar things, but I love how you explicitly put that you built your life on paper, but then realized that it wasn't the life that was actually yours. And I just feel like let's dive into that. Let's really unpick that, because I think it had, for you to write it like that, it has some really powerful significance, I think.
So I think my story is a little bit different than most, in the sense that when I graduated from high school, I did not go to university right away. I was, my heart was in this unconventional life. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I know I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to change the world. I remember someone asked me in grade 11, I think it was, like, what I wanted to do. And I said, I wanted to spread love and joy around the world.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't know how, but that's what I'm going to do. So that was the state of mind I was in. And I moved out west. I grew up in Ontario, Canada. I moved to the West Coast. Did different things. I did a lot of different travels, was always kind of searching. And and so then I ended up in Australia. I guess I was like around 28, right? I had a beautiful life, like adventurous, did different jobs. Things always just seemed to work out for me. And I was in Australia. I was 28, right? So the 30s were approaching. And I was starting to feel that pressure, right? From everyone saying, when are you going to settle down? When are you going to have some security? When are you going to get a stable job? When are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? And like all of that just started to weigh on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And I was in Australia and I had a little bit of a heartbreak. And I think that was the moment that I was kind of like, okay, I guess it's time. Like, I need to settle down. I need to go to university. I'm getting older. So I moved back home, and then I went to university. I studied nursing. Because I was like, well, that is a way that I could be of service. I'd been sort of in that field in different ways throughout my 20s. And yeah, so then I came back and I did that, and it felt like I was trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Like it never really felt right, but I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go to university and get a job. And so that was my 30s, and it never felt right. And it was almost like I had just stopped listening and trusting myself. So I got to this point when I was now almost 40. I'd had the career. I was a nurse, a respectable career. I was doing good things. I had a relationship. I had a young son. I had a beautiful home. But I woke up every morning. I was like, who are you? Like, it just didn't feel like there was any of me in that life. So that's what I think. I'm like, that's the paper, right? I was like, well, this is the thing you're supposed to check off and things that you're supposed to do, but there was none of me in there.
I hear you. And I think, and I'm sure this is something you reflect on a lot as well, but especially even the energy of how you first explained the first part of, and everything was just in flow. There was a completely different energy, and you could just feel, if you like to say, your soul coming through, And I feel I resonate a lot with how you spoke, because I feel like I don't fit into that. And again, I was a lot younger, but I did it the other way as well, of like having conversations, with people I deeply admired, but at the time, and I don't know if your experience was the same, but they weren't really living the life that I saw myself living, but I was taking advice from them. And that's fine. I was very young. I was, like late teens. And so I got the sensible job, and, teacher again, very respectful. And I never, ever did not ever not want to go into work. I loved what I got to do. It definitely helped me heal a lot. Because as we know with children will tell you anything and everything, and sometimes it hurts a lot, but you learn how to see the innocence of them and learn that it's something to do with you, not them, because they are just beautiful catalysts sometimes. So I completely resonate with you, and even now with things happening in my life and being, late 30s, I'm still like, despite what's unfolding, I hear that loudness again. But I also have a different understanding of me and who I am. And like, even now I get so many shivers thinking this, and whether it will be what is the right thing to do because that's what others do. But I just know that I'm not here to live like that. And again, it's not saying anyone that does is doing it wrong, and it's not saying that I'm doing it wrong. It's just, I don't know, I just feel this very different spirit in me. And I think, even if what you seek is not it, but like what you say, when I'm traveling, when I'm seeing the world, when I'm almost, sometimes people love that grounded stability, but I love the adventure of like seeing the world, and they can say, yeah, but now you have this, almost don't think about yourself anymore. But I believe we can create whatever we want to create.
Me too.
So,
I absolutely believe that. And I think now, so as I approached 40, well, I was, I guess 40, I don't know, I was around 40 and I had my young son, right? And it was, okay, how do I get back to that version of me, right? Like, what was she thinking? What was she doing? What was she feeling? Like, what was it about me then? Like, that was kind of my lighthouse. And then how do I do that in my 40s, right? And so it wasn't about necessarily like, okay, I need to go traveling, although that's part of it. I was like, oh, I want to go to Bali because that's the last moment that I really truly felt that. So how can I reconnect with that? But what I've realized is, that's not necessarily, like, I love travel. It's so beautiful and great. And I can still be that person here just in my everyday life. And so I think that was a beautiful awareness too.
And would you say, like, now, like, when we're thinking about this, I think sometimes when we are fully, like, not very grounded and we are just really honoring what we know we feel inside, I think we think it's this or that, but it doesn't have to be. I think you need the stability, you need that nest, you need that place that you come back to, but also know that that isn't like your cage, like keeping you there and stuck. And now you can't do this and you can't do that because of this. And yes, so I think yeah, I think just not necessarily going straight for exactly what it is you did previously, but okay, how can I combine the both so that, you know, my beautiful baby has the stability, and I'm honoring them and their journey, and you know, because again, just because you have a certain baby, that doesn't mean the baby's gonna be aligned with like the way that you want to live
Right.
as well. So you have to take into consideration that you have responsibilities.
Right? I know, it's so true. Even now, like he's 9 now, and I'm like, oh, let's go. Like maybe we could go get a camper van and travel across the country for like 3 or 4 weeks. And he was like, but that's a long time away from home. And I'm like, so we'll bring the adventurer out in him eventually.
Yeah. Start small.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's brilliant. I love it. I love the alignment, and I'm really appreciating this conversation. And just thinking about like because I think it's important, like even though everything is a journey and we're always going through different stages, when for people right now that particularly maybe a certain age or at that stage where all around them is so loud, and maybe even their mind is so loud, like how would you like what kind of things would you recommend that they could apply today to like kind of help with that mindset, keeping that mindset strong, and discerning between what is something that's them and what is not them, because we have so much in our mind that it doesn't even belong to us.
Oh my goodness, I know. And it's such a great question. I think about, so around that time when I said, you know, I didn't recognize myself, and it was definitely the lowest point. Like I would say there was a lot of noise, there was a lot of anxiety, which I'd never ever experienced before. And I was feeling that, and stress and noise, and I felt like a sense of hopelessness, which I was like, this is not you.
Yeah.
You know, like you've never ever felt like that. I've always been a very positive and optimistic person. And at that time, so I did make some choices, like to end my relationship. I was like, I just need to choose me right now. And the relationship at that time wasn't very healthy.
Yeah.
And it was, okay, how do I get myself out of this? Right. And I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know who I was anymore. I remember I'd seen a therapist, and she was like, oh, well, you need some boundaries. And I was like, how do I set a boundary? And I remember Googling that. And
I am definitely with you with that. Like, I didn't even know this word boundaries existed, you know? And I'm like, and then the whole navigation of that as well is there's the reading and the knowing, and there's the applying, and then feeling like an absolute horrible person because you've gone so long without knowing or applying.
Exactly. And so then it's like, how do you do it? And then what boundary, like what do I set?
Yeah.
Right? So it was definitely a journey there. And I remember, you know, when you separate from someone, especially if you've been married or if you have children together, there is a lot of noise and a lot of people. And I remember I just had to, and I don't know how to explain this other, just like really just tune it out and be like, trust yourself, and know that like I'm like, every decision I'm going to make is around like for my son, and I'm an integrity to that. And I can't pay attention. Nobody else knows what my experience is or what our experience is. And so it's just really just trusting yourself and starting to move. And I just kept asking myself, like, what is it that I would love? What is it that I would love? And every time, like I would go out for dinner, I'm like, is this what I really want? Or am I listening? Is this really my decision? And it is a process. Like, I did a lot of that, asking those questions of myself over and over and over again to get through all of the different layers.
Yes.
And I think you can start to, the more you pay attention, the more you ask yourself that, you can really feel what is true and what is not true.
Yes. I hear you. Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, I definitely later too, as much as I do this work, you know, there was a point too where I think I bought a house, and that again was because of the noise. Everyone's like, well, now you need to buy a house because he has this house and you need to match that. And I did that. And, you know, again, I had to sit with myself because that didn't feel right for me.
Yeah.
And so it was, again, just going through that process of like, well, what is it you really want? What is important to you? What does home mean to you? You know? Yeah, I don't know. Does that answer the question?
Yeah,
I think that
absolutely. And I really wanted to like to kind of comment on you saying about the decisions even with going out for a meal, because I know I always try and like think, because I understand what you mean, but I always like to try and think of like what the audience, different variations of the audience, and I know some people probably think, oh, like that, but trust me, and I'm sure you will add to this, when you and I'm not saying this is your experience, but this was my experience, I realized I really could not make decisions. I really struggled with that. And yeah, I would be there in the shop like this, like this, like this, like this, and then I'd almost just not get anything or just overspend or whatever. And I think it's really important what you just said, because it's in those small things that we do that we need to catch that create the real transformation for the huge things in our life. Because if we cannot make a decision between this or that, think about when that pressure of something like your house or something comes in. And so I really love that you mentioned that, because I think we always think it's something we've got to prepare for a big goal, a big thing, but it's not. It's in every single little day and little actions that we are taking. Like, you know, when you said, are you going to now, before you turn your laptop on or something, I'll shower first, but are you getting up and you're doing that, or you're not? Especially when we have these roles where we maybe work from home, things like that. And again, it's not saying you have to do that, but if you said that to yourself, are you honoring what you have created for yourself? So again, if you know you want to have your jammies on and enjoy. But if you're creating or wanting to achieve something, think back to the brain, which I think you so beautifully said. Your brain naturally is thinking, well, she said she was going to do that and she's not honoring it. Like, we're learning these habits, like what children learn when they see, oh, mummy says this, but mummy does that. And that's another thing, another perspective, another layer of not only to ourselves, but to what other people are understanding about us as well. So I really love that you mentioned that. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes. Well, two things that I want to say there. Like, one, really great catch about the restaurant. And I think you're right. It is these little small decisions too. For me, and I know so many of us we're people pleasers, right? And so I would always be like, well, whatever you want to do, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like, well, no, actually, what do I want? What do I want? What restaurant would I love to go to? And being able to, one, know that, and then also express it. Because I was always just whatever, like, I'll just go along. And then the other thing too, you're right about that, being your word and being in integrity to what you say you're going to do. Yeah. And that builds that confidence and that self-concept that we have, as if we say, and I was terrible at this, like, in the past, and it's something that I still work on and improve. And you're right, our kids catch us. So he keeps me on point too. If I say I'm going to do something, then I better follow through. And it builds that confidence that we have in ourselves when we do that.
Absolutely. Beautiful. I love it. And I know also the way you define success is really beautiful. And I feel, again, please correct me if I haven't read this properly, but I feel like you say it more as a feeling of what you've created. And I guess, is that the soul coming in with the science maybe?
Yes.
So yeah, if you want to share anything else on that and the how, because again, I guess it goes back to the paper and what we're kind of writing down sometimes, but are we really connecting with that and feeling it and knowing that, is that what you want to do? Is that because you saw someone else doing it and you think you have to do it that way? And so I just love you to just maybe share a little bit about that.
Yeah. So one of the ways that I love to set goals now, or just create what I want, is from, okay, well, how is it that I want to feel? Because I think we do it the other way, where we're like, okay, well, these are the goals because this is what society tells me, or my parents told me, or my culture, or whatever it is. These are the things that I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm going to do those. And then we get there and we think it's going to give us happiness. We think we're going to feel fulfilled when we checked off all these boxes, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, okay, well, how do you want to feel? And then kind of, okay, well, what are those things that that bring me to that? And so, I think that is a little bit more of the soul part coming through. But for me, the science comes in because, so in my 20s, I was all soul, like zero science. So it's kind of funny that I went into nursing, which is science, a little bit of the spiritual part and psychology part that came into it. But then throughout my 30s, I remember just hearing people talk about manifestation, and I was almost like, no, like that is just too much for me. I don't understand. And so but now there's the science too behind it. Right? Behind everything. And so that's what I love, is understanding how they both fit together and creating from that place.
Beautiful. And I hear you again with that. I was, it's so ironic. Like, I did not like geography. I did not like science, like anything now that, I love traveling. So I love now learning about places. I love learn about the history of places. I love science, quantum physics. I love all this stuff. And it's just so ironic because all the things that and maybe, and it's promised it's nothing to do with the curriculum or anything like that, but or it could be just anything. It could be anything. We can't go back to how we were in that mindset at that time, at that young age, and we've got all hormones going on and a lot's happening. But I love it now. I love it. And just to think about that, is that what you would say by the coherence? Would you say so? The heart, mind, everything in alignment, coherence. Because it's so funny sometimes. I think actually the wording of a lot of science things put me off, like quantum physics. I'm like, no, I don't think so. And then once I broke it down, I'm like, oh, right, no, I get this. And everything's unfolding still. It's a continuous journey with everything. But it's fascinating. And it makes sense because I particularly remember at a time when my brain was really, really very unkind daily. And I started learning about affirmations or all this types of things. And my brain, I won't say the word, but she was an absolute, okay? And and she was just like, Naina, yeah, whatever. Look at you, literally, it was like I had this, whatever, just constantly giving me a hard time. And then again, there was one technique, but then I learned another one of asking what if. So doing another way, and I think it's all super important. So just thinking about that, is there any techniques or strategies that you would like to share with any of your listeners today that you have found useful in your practices? Or
for me, honestly, the first one that comes to mind, and the one that has had the biggest impact in my life and what I create, is writing. I have a daily practice and I always begin with, I am so happy and grateful now that, and then I write whatever it is things that are true, things that I want to see happen, all within the present tense though.
Yeah.
And I write my affirmations. I'm not necessarily one that, sometimes I'll speak them out, but I find just writing them, and I love, and handwriting.
Yeah.
You get into that flow and you allow your imagination to come. And so you're doing your visualizations, you're doing your affirmations, you're putting attention to what you want. So for me, that has definitely been one practice that I love. And whenever I share that with clients too, they love it too, because you start to see whatever you write starts to become true. And then I'll meditate. I love visualizations too, and I love creating them as well now for my clients and for different people. But I think I find them so powerful. And that is we are so blessed with our imagination. Yeah. Right? We have this imagination and yet we don't use it. And whatever we can imagine, whatever we can bring into the pictures of our mind, that is what we create. So
absolutely. And just to add on that, and like, I've always been someone very imaginative, but one thing I have particularly found really powerful, and again, it's using the tools we have at this time, like in a good way. So for example, ChatGPT sometimes, to make it in the present tense, I might write like how I imagine something for in the future, and then ask it to generate an image. So then it's all of my writing, but I am just continuously. So on my laptop, for example, because I was finding in my environment, it felt quite, even though no one was there, it kind of felt quite personal, like it was out. But I find, because I'm always looking at my laptop, I just am constantly seeing this vision, and it feels so real to me. And I just found that was really powerful for me. And then I just put in certain things that represent, say, love or this or that. So then I know that image represents, so I don't need to see the word. I know that is the word.
Yes.
And I found that really powerful. And one beautiful thing you can do, I'm sure people know this anyway, but just in case they don't, is as well as the write-up, you can put some examples of images, so it will generate it based on what you look like, what you're wanting to bring in, different countries, if you're thinking about different countries. It's really, really, really powerful. And I loved your examples as well. And I find with writing as well, I don't know if you find this, but sometimes when I allow it to flow without thinking too much, and I read it back, I'm actually shocked at what I've written. And it sometimes reveals things to me. So I find that really powerful as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. And I love that. I'm going to try that. I've never thought about that, creating the images in ChatGPT.
Do it. Yeah.
And I love too that you use the word feel, right? When you see it and you can really feel it. And that's the big part of it, right? Is the feeling is the secret.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you've got to really connect to how, like what you say, you feel like now. And I only actually put this new one on a couple of days ago, but every time I see it, it makes me smile. It makes me feel so super excited about what I'm viewing. And it's actually a very abstract picture. It's not a realistic one, but it just has so much, for me, so much joy and so much excitement. And it just feels real. It feels so real to me.
I love it. I love it. That's really beautiful. I'm excited to try that. It made me, this is what I was thinking of too. Just at the beginning, we were talking about creativity and how like you like to paint, and I love to do that too. I mean, I'm not great, but I remember wanting to be creative and thinking that I wasn't creative.
Well, do you know, as soon as you just said that and you said, oh, well, and I was like, no, don't tell yourself that. But yeah,
right, exactly. But then that was one of the biggest realizations too that I've had, was that we're all creative. And we're every day creating our life and our reality. And right? Again, so it uses that imagination and creativity. And I know people often talk about like, I'm painting my life, my results. Just thought of that when you were sharing that visualization.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I love it. I was going to share something, but I feel like it was going off on a tangent, so I won't. But something basically happened with one of my paintings when I was in another country, and I rolled them all up to take them on this bus when I was moving, and basically I lost them all. And at first I was like, like really like, oh my, and then I thought, no. I'm going to believe that they've gone to whoever they've gone to is because they needed them more than me. But I was like, and there was a part of me that felt like naked, you know, because I was kind of like, oh my gosh, everything that I've been painting is just now like, you know, for everybody to see. And I'd obviously put my signature and everything. But yeah, so if you see my painting somewhere in Montenegro, it was me.
It's so beautiful. Like, imagine just the enjoyment and the surprise when someone gets to enjoy that art, finds your beautiful art.
Yeah. And I don't know whether this came to mind, but it's funny how these patterns happen sometimes. So I was consciously aware at this time, but when I lived in Dubai, I'd painted all these paintings, and a lady came to buy some of my things when I was moving, and she basically, I didn't know what I was going to do with them because they were all full canvases. There was no way I could roll them, and that's how I rolled them the next time because I learned from it. But she has them all in her house. So it's ironic, every time I leave a country, my paintings are always left there. Yeah. But I wasn't purposely intended to do that in Montenegro, but it clearly was something like, nope, she's not taking her paintings with her. They're for someone else.
It was meant to be.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a little story time for everyone. Jodi, it's been an absolute pleasure. I just want to use this time now. If there's anything that you feel like the viewers would like to know about you, or obviously I'm going to put all your details, so please don't worry about sharing the exact like email address and all that. But if there's anything you want to tell them, so how they can reach out to you, or like feel free.
Sure. How to reach out to me? Well, yes, I have my website is probably the best way to contact me. I am on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn the most. I do go on Instagram, and I am launching my YouTube channel. So I'm going to start doing video content this year, which I'm very excited about.
Amazing.
So stay tuned for that. Yeah.
Amazing. I've really enjoyed connecting with you today. And just finally, before you go, if there's something that you feel like someone listening right now would really benefit from hearing, what would you tell them?
Oh, goodness. Oh, that's such a good question. I guess the first thing that just comes to my mind is just, you are worthy. You are absolutely worthy. And I think many of us need to hear that and over again.
Yes.
You are worthy of the life that you desire.
Yes.
Can I say two things?
You can. There's no rules on Zest, as people are starting to realize. You can say as many as you want.
Well, just as I say desire, that just made me think too of just like how important that is. I think many of us suppress what we really desire, and that really is meant to be expressed. And so I think that's important too.
Absolutely. And I think that ties so beautifully into the kind of the opinions of others and the loudness around us. And sometimes it's not the opinions of others, but it's the comparison, which again is such a and again, go back to yourself. And if you feel this like what you say again, the feeling, and you feel just stressed, or you feel like, you know, anxious, or you just feel unsettled, there's probably a reason why. And it doesn't mean it has to be that only option. Be creative, explore. And thank you so much, Jodi. You're an absolute blessing. I've loved having you as a guest, and I hope you had a great time on Zest today.
I did. I loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.